An epic book to be condensed in 2 hours and 17 minutes. Ambitious, but flawed. I thought to myself, maybe it could be done, but man, I was very, very wrong. I even thought, what about a miniseries? And well, it looks like there was one in 2000. It fleshed out more of the character scenes that were missing in the 1984 version, but still, yet again, flawed. Well, here's to hoping, Denis Villeneuve. First thing is first, with the 1984 adaptation. So much is thrown at you in the beginning of the interpretation of this movie. It's very hard to follow all of these characters and who they are to the main character. I can already tell this is a lot to put in a 2-hour film. Besides the complaints, let me try to get through the things that I admired in this interpretation. I so appreciate the opening sequence with the princess describing the plot. It's very different compared to reading a paragraph to a film's opening, like Star Wars. Even though I love that, don't get me wrong, I love the opening crawl in Star Wars. And the reason why I really love it is because in every chapter in the book, it opens with an excerpt by her in her perspective. And I really dug that in this film, and obviously the director wanted to show honor to that. Another thing that I quite love is the practical effects. When it comes to Star Wars, to me that's the crown jewel of practical. But when it comes to this film, I am in love with the worm scenes. They feel so real, it feels so grand and epic. You can tell they worked really hard to achieve this feat. And when it comes to specific details and hard work, this production design is incredible. All of the costumes, all of the sets are so intricate. David Lynch immerses you into this fascinating world of Arrakis. Another thing that I loved, and I just thought was very, very cool, very in the times, and honestly had some pretty epic moments, was the score. Also, an additional side note of love for this film. The Mother Reverend, she is the original sayer of the famous line, "Do it."
Do it.
So far with this film, it's doing a good job to be consistent with the overall plot. But the negative towards it is that we aren't feeling the raw expanse of the overarching story of Dune to its real potential. It's obviously been done by somebody who cares for this book, but the challenge is to put all 794 pages into a 2-hour and 17-minute movie. There is no connection to these characters that I truly felt in the epicness of the book that was portrayed to me. Here is just a personal list of things that I believe are important to the story of Dune to make it really, truly compelling. Dr. Yu and his reasoning why he betrays the family. Leto and Jessica, we don't even really feel their romance. How am I supposed to feel compelled with their very interesting arc and their romance, their love story? It just gets so glossed over and mudded down, and that's truly disappointing. Thufir believing Jessica betrayed the family, not you. The storyline of Piter and how he wants to have Jessica, but Baron gives him the choice to either rule or to have her. Where did that go? Oh wait, no time to do these awesome storylines. Jamis? Anybody? I know there's a deleted scene, but still, 2 hours and 17 minutes is not enough for this grand story. The fight at the end, Gurney wanting to fight at Harkonian, never happened in this movie. And it never even established Paul's child. And the last thing is this. It's a very accurate depiction of the book in some circumstances, but it has no impact. Now, when it comes to the things that I did not like in this film, first off is the Baron. The interpretation of the Baron is a stupid monster, while the book is a calculated but tempered evil man. I hate this version. All of his scenes are just him yelling. The interpretation of the Navigators were not a fat piece of lard floating in space, just flat out weird. You're telling me in 30 minutes he influences all the freemen to fight for him? Rushed. The shields. What the heck was that? Obviously a product of things that were not ready for its time. And the biggest missing piece in this film is the drive behind Paul. He wants to prevent the jihad within him and out in the world, but realizes it's inevitable. This is consistently throughout the book, and in the film it is barely touched on. The book prompts readers to question leaders in favor of embracing collective action. David Lynch's Dune, on the other hand, presents Paul as a true supernatural leader. Quote by Screen Rant perfectly encapsulates how I feel about this overarch with Paul. The message was he was just merely a piece to a greater ending. My hope for this Denis Villeneuve version is that he gets the meaning for Paul's journey. He is merely a means to an end, a human that is part of a larger scheme of things. So, when it comes to the 1984 adaptation of Dune, my feeling is this: if I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. Thank you guys so much for watching my review. It really means a lot. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and please don't forget to be blessed.